You know, college, it's one of those make or break times in your life. But what if I told you there's a playbook to get ahead of 99% of your peers? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're breaking down a set of killer strategies to help you not just survive college, but absolutely win it and set yourself up for life. So, when you get to college, you'll pretty much see two paths open up almost immediately. You've got the partier on one side, we all know him, right? Living that YOLO life, just focused on the now. And then you have the achiever, the person who sees these 4 years as a launch pad, a real chance to build something for their future. So, right here, right now, this is the first big question you've got to ask yourself. Which path are you choosing? Because what we're about to go through, it's the blueprint for becoming that achiever. All right, so to build out that achiever path, we've got four major plays from the playbook. First, we'll lock down your foundation. Then we'll build the 5 essential skills. After that, we'll get into a really cool strategy called the living paradox. And to wrap it all up, we'll cover the one thing that powers everything else, your health.
Okay, first up, let's talk about your make or break foundation. See, the choices you make in college, they don't just stick around for 4 years. Nope, they literally set the trajectory for your entire future. Getting this stuff right early on is everything.
So here's the deal. Your whole worldview, pretty much everything about you, gets shaped by 3 big things. First, your social circle. Who you hang out with literally dictates the ideas you're exposed to and what you think is possible. Then there's your major. I mean, you're going to be swimming in this subject for 4 years, so you better actually find it interesting. And finally, how you balance it all. And that balance thing, it brings us to this classic college idea called the forbidden triangle. The concept is super simple. You've got great grades, a great social life, and great sleep. Pick 2. Seriously, you can only really have 2 at a time. 1 amazing grades and plenty of sleep? Cool, but your social life is probably going to take a backseat. Knowing this isn't about being negative, it's about being smart with your energy and setting realistic expectations. And hey, here's a serious pro tip, a real college hack. Make friends with seniors. Think about it. They've already been where you are. They've made the mistakes, they've seen what works, and they can give you that golden perspective on what to avoid and what actually matters. It's like getting a cheat sheet for college. All right, so once you've got that foundation locked in, it's time to build on it. Let's talk about the 5 essential skills. Because let's be real, in today's world, the piece of paper on your wall matters a lot less than the actual skills you can bring to the table. This is about building a toolkit that makes you future-proof. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you're majoring in. There are 5, just 5, absolutely non-negotiable skills that you have to learn if you really want to get ahead. And here they are. You ready? Code, communication, sales, content, and understanding human behavior. Now, let's quickly dive into why each one of these is such a powerhouse. Okay, so code. This isn't just for the computer science folks. It's the magic ability to have an idea and actually build it, to bring it to life from scratch. Communication, probably the most underrated skill on the planet. This is how you get your brilliant ideas out of your head and into the world with impact. Sales isn't sleazy. It's about persuasion. It's about convincing people, whether you're negotiating a salary or pitching a project. Content, that's your megaphone. It's how you get your voice and your ideas out there to capture attention. And last but not least, human behavior. If you know what people really want, you've got the secret ingredient to, well, pretty much everything. Okay, so you might be thinking, I've heard of these skills before. Fair enough, but what's the secret sauce? What's the thing that really sets you apart? It's this next concept, becoming a living paradox. This is the strategy that takes you from being just another person with some skills to a complete game changer in the market. So what in the world is a living paradox? It's someone who stacks multiple, often totally different skills together to create something brand new and incredibly valuable. It's like, instead of being good at just one piece of the puzzle, you're the person who can see and solve the entire thing. For instance, don't just be a great coder. Be a great coder who can also sell. That's rare. Don't just be a good writer. Be a good writer who's also a master of content marketing. These combos, they make you an anomaly. And in the market, rare is valuable, always. Ishan Sharma, the guy who came up with this whole playbook, is the perfect case study. He didn't just stick to software development. He mixed that with content creation and communication. And that's the magic formula. That's what let him teach what he knew, build a huge online following, and yeah, make his first lock in just 1 month. So that brings us to our final piece of the playbook. And honestly, It might be the most important one of all. Health is everything. Because you can have all the skills, all the strategies, all the ambition in the world, but if you don't have the energy to actually use them, they're completely worthless. You know, this quote from Steve Jobs, it just hits so hard. When you're chasing success, it is so easy to forget about the one thing that fuels the entire journey. Please don't make that same mistake.
Look, let's just be real for a second. What good are your amazing skills if you're too tired, too out of shape, too drained to even use them? Your physical energy is literally the currency you spend to achieve your goals. If that runs out, you're bankrupt. Simple as that.
But the good news here is that you don't have to become some crazy health fanatic overnight. It really just boils down to a few super simple, consistent habits. Go for a 30-minute walk every day, drink a ton of water, try to avoid sugar and fried stuff, and focus on getting enough protein. That's pretty much it. This isn't complicated, it's just about doing it day in and day out. And you know what? This brings everything full circle, right back to that first point we made about your foundation. Your friends, your social circle, they dictate your health. You've heard the saying, right? Hang out with 4 people who go to the gym, and you'll be the 5th. It's that powerful. So there it is. The playbook is all laid out for you. You've got the foundation, the 5 must-have skills, that killer paradox strategy, and the fuel, your health, to power it all. So now the only question left to ask is, what are you going to build with it? Who are you going to become?